All right, here we go. All right, welcome into episode 30 of the Avetts and Beyond. My name is Todd Emanuele, and a special guest joining me today, fresh out of the studio, recording his debut album. Very excited to have Cody Gentry back on the show this week. Cody, thank you so much for stopping by with me again.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I said you got to have a celebrity on every now and again, and your busy schedule allowed you to come on tonight, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. I have Oprah at 10 and then Ellen at 11. So we'll,
Oh,
we'll have to wrap up fast.
wow. Okay, that's cool. Thanks for squeezing me in between
No problem.
Oprah and Ellen. Wow, that's
No problem.
the Avetts. Always room for the Avetts and beyond. I like that.
That's
Um,
right.
all right. So have you come off the high yet of last week when you were down in Nashville? Or I guess you were up in Nashville, right? It's down
Yeah.
from you're all down from me where I am here in the Northeast. But have you come off of that high of recording the album? What
Yeah.
was
And,
you
and
have?
yeah. And I say that because no one ever really talked about the high of it and then coming down.
Yeah.
So I got back like early morning on Friday, and by the time Saturday hit, it was like, I was just go 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 all through Nashville, and then I got home and I was like, I'm gonna sleep for a couple hours because
Push the kids away. Let dad sleep.
yeah, just turn on Bluey and I'm gonna take a few hours here.
Bluey's a good show now. My daughter, who is 20, absolutely loves Bluey. I
If you if you appreciate writing and storytelling and reading between the lines, and it's a great show.
She loves it. She sat there
Yeah.
and like binged the whole season that just came out the other day. I'm like, what is wrong with you? But
Yeah.
she told me about it. I'm like, I've seen it before. It's a good show. Anyway.
Not your speed. Yeah.
Yeah, no, my kids are older now. I didn't think they would be into stuff like that, but we're going way off on a tangent here. But back to the recording thing, the album. What was that whole experience really like? What was it like for you? Was it crazy? Was it fun? Was it just everything like wrapped into one?
It was crazy. We got up there the night before recording, kind of the day before. We kind of hung out around Nashville, and I had this sense of like, I guess it happens to everybody, but just like, what am I doing here? I was just like, I feel like I'm wasting everyone's time, everything. And
Oh
my
God.
my loving wife had to talk me off the ledge. But the next morning I went in, and it felt like home in there. It was absolutely wonderful.
Were you working with people that you knew, or were these people that you've never met before?
So there were session players that I've never met before. But after talking to Dean, the producer, he ran down everything, and I knew things that they had been on, and their names kind of through the grapevine. But just incredible session players, like A-list celebrity players in Nashville. So
That's really cool. Now, did it creep in your head as you're sitting there, with your songs that you have prepared for the album? Are you sitting there going, what if they don't like this stuff? What if it's not good enough? That has to creep into your head, right? Because that would be
yeah.
that would be happening to me.
Yeah, so I'll kind of take a step back here. When Dean Miller, he's the son of Roger Miller, the
Mhm.
king of the road, all of that. But he
Yeah.
reached out and said, "Hey, if you're interested, I'd love to record with you." And so we had some conversations, and he said, "I've heard a few things," and so he was like, I'd love for you to just send me, what you're thinking for the album." So I sent it to him, and I was fully expecting. He sent me a message back and said, "Hey, like, let's get on Zoom. Let's talk about this." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, great! I'm not what he was expecting." He started like one song and thinks that I'm something else. But he got on the call, and he was so excited, and he was like, "Man, this is exactly the kind of thing that I like to work on." So I was like,
Nice.
"Great, let's go." So going into it, I knew that I had at least one guy in my corner. And then
Well, he's the most important guy too, the producer, to have in your corner, right?
I mean,
That's huge.
for me, anyone in my corner is a great shot. But I mean, we got there, and everybody was so warm and welcoming, and just loving, and they, those guys are such pros. They knew exactly. I told him, I said, even though they're the greatest players in the world, they're even better at listening. So they're listening to the lyrics, they're getting the feel of everything. So it was absolutely incredible. So yeah, I was nervous, but I quickly got over it. So
That's cool. Now I saw you posted some clips on your social media of like actually recording stuff in there. And you look like you were just like totally 100%, 1000% into it. And just having the time of your life. That had to be so cool. In the middle of singing a song, did it hit you like, I'm in a studio recording an album in Nashville right now
I
with
mean,
famous people around me playing? That had to be like a wow moment for you.
it was, and it was like, I try to play it cool as much as I could,
Right.
like, everybody wants to go into something
Yeah.
acting like they've been there
I've been
before,
here before.
but I've never been there before. I'd never been in Nashville before, so it was a totally new experience for me. But yeah, I mean, every single time I got in, and we would start something, it just hit me over like, wow, because I had in my mind ways that these songs were going to come out,
Yeah.
but it's beyond expectation. It was beyond anything that I could think of.
Did things change from like what was in your head to what actually came out in the
Oh
recordings?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way Dean did it was a really, really cool experience. He took really, really basic notes. Whereas if you record an album in Nashville, you're straight, if you're straight edge country and you're doing this thing, they typically have everything laid out of what this part's going to be, what this part's going to be. Fiddle's going to come in here, and steel
Right.
guitar is going to come in right here. But for this, he said, let's keep it loose and let's just see what happens. Let's try to catch lightning in a bottle. And
I
for
like that.
10 songs, we caught lightning in a bottle every time.
That is so cool. You just gave me goosebumps when you said that, because just
I
thinking
got them
that,
too. They're
yeah,
right
man, that's
there.
really cool. Um, Man, yeah, you made me lose my next question here. I was going to ask you. David Childers actually reached out to me when you were recording, and
Yeah.
he sent me a video of you in the studio that I didn't realize because I hadn't seen the post. It was off of Instagram. I thought he was there with you, and he goes, "Look, you were right." And I said, "Oh my God, you're recording with him?" And he goes, "Oh no, I'm not there. I'm just posting a video that he posted." I got all excited that he was there. He goes, "That's too far for me to go." So my hope of you recording with him didn't happen yet on this album, right?
It's absolutely going to.
Is it okay?
Of
Not for
course.
for this album, or
No,
is
unfortunately,
something down the road?
I have in my mind, I have a whole. I'm already thinking number two now.
Okay,
So,
right. That's on my
um,
list of questions to ask you. How fast you're
yeah,
planning the second album already? But finish this one first. Um,
yeah. It the whole thing with that, it's you know I have this, I'll say, this whole album, I wasn't expecting it to rock as hard as it's going to rock. I was so scared when I was picking out all the songs. I said, I don't want to put anyone to sleep, because these songs, some of them are pretty heavy.
yeah.
Um, but the way that they're formatted is just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, and I can't take any credit for it. I wish I could. Wish I could take all the credit for it, but
Well, some of the credit has to go to you. I mean, you're the one that was singing and playing and all that. You got partial credit at least. Now, is there any truth to what David told me? Now, I'm a humble guy, but David said that because of you appearing on my show, that's why you recorded this album. I said, I don't think that's the case.
I mean, I'll tell you.
No,
After
don't even say I had anything to do with it.
No, I'm saying, like, from you reaching out to me the first time, it has
Yeah.
been just a momentum
Oh,
of
yeah.
things just happening.
That's
And
cool.
so, I mean, it started here,
Yeah,
but
so I get all the credit when you're winning Grammys someday. that
Yeah.
I kickstarted your career. How about
Yeah.
that? No,
Perfect.
I'm not buying that, but thank you for humoring me on that one. I'm like, Mr. Childers, no. I think he's talented and he's good and he wants to do this. I think that has more to do with it than anything. But
Listen,
thank you for the kind words.
we got to look at the timeline.
Yeah.
Where did it start?
Right here.
The little seed had to start rolling down the hill somewhere.
We're gonna have to change the name of the show someday to Gentry and Beyond.
I don't know about that. I got to beat out two brothers. You kidding me? I'm only one guy.
You can do it. So the songs that are on the album, can you play anything off of the album yet? Can you share anything new? I know we've got snippets, but
Yeah.
is there any chance that you can play one of the songs off of there?
Yeah, let's see here.
I don't want to get you in trouble or anything for release. Not, I mean, we're not releasing it anywhere. I mean, kind of. I am releasing it to the public here.
Well, hey, let's see what I can do here.
Play a medley of all 10 songs. Go. No.
Yeah. One note at a time. How about Mountaineer? Because I kind of changed up Mountaineer a little bit, dropped it down.
Is that that's on the album?
It is.
That's cool because I've played that song before. I've heard that song before.
Are you cool with that one, or you want me to play a different one?
I am cool with whatever you want to do. That sounds good to me. So Mountaineer, let's go.
There's gotta be a place bigger than this. Sheetrock strong enough to catch my fist. Maybe a drink that still burns my tongue. Anywhere's good, I ain't yet run from. Oh, I'm just tired. Lord, let me be. Look high, but you won't find a man lower than me. If I could reach up, find the ground, I could rest my head on the mountain now. Any reason to hang around? I lost my brother on a foreign shore, ration my wages at the company store. Spend most of my days staring at the floor. My bones will break, I'll ask. These scars stuck around long after the pain, like the old swing tire collects the rain. Don't need to know the time of day. The dark never bothered me anyway. Oh, I'm just tired. Lord, let me be. Look high, but you won't find a man lower than me. If I could reach up, find the ground, I could rest my head on the mountain now. Any reason to hang around? And the skeletons chatter like drunken old friends, rattling back to the place they've been. And someday soon I'll join the crowd, but I don't feel much like talking now. Oh, I don't feel much like talking now. Oh, I'm just tired. Lord, let me be. Look high, but you won't find a man lower than me. If I could reach up, find the ground, I could rest my head on the mountain now. Any reason to hang around? Any reason to hang around? Any reason to hang around?
Man, so good. So good.
Thank
Your songwriting is amazing. Now, did the producer say anything to you about like your songwriting ability? It must have been somewhat of a topic of conversation, I imagine.
He did. It was truly mind blowing to hear all the great things he said. And I never want to come across as boastful
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Oh,
But
sure.
I can say one of the comments he made was it was the best, some of the best songwriting he's heard in years.
I
So there you go. I'll leave it at that.
100% agree. Your songwriting's amazing. Where did that song come from? Like, what's the? Can you tell us the meaning behind it? I always love to
Yeah.
hear that the story behind the song.
So this sometimes I'll say sometimes a song has a really deep meaning, and
Hmm.
sometimes they just hit you and you have no idea where they've come from.
Oh, okay.
So one day I was out cutting grass, and it was like probably around this time a couple of years ago, and man, I got the song just right there. It just came to me. So I ran in, wrote the song in about 5 minutes,
Wow.
and I always say that the story of I had the song written before the lawnmower hit the fence. So I mean that's how fast. And I called my brother and I said, "Hey, is this good?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's good." I was like, "All right, cool, another song, great."
So
So
that just came out of nowhere.
yeah, I just sat back and turned my brain off and let it go. So
That's crazy. Did you have the music with it in your head at the same time? Like,
that's one of the things that always comes not natural. I
yeah,
usually get lyrics and then I'll have to figure out kind of a melody
yeah, sure.
after that I get the lyrics and kind of go, but that one just came out. It was like picked up the guitar, went with it. So
That's the lightning in the bottle thing that you're talking about, man. That is crazy that just came out of you. That's not normal. That is
typically
super talent.
typically if I have to work too hard at it, it's not too good.
Well,
So
yeah, I think you hear people say that a lot. Like their best songs come out in 5 minutes and they just write it down and it just comes out of them. So it's a crazy place that I've never been before. I know that a lot of people haven't been that wish, I try to write stuff and I sit there for an hour. I'm like that. It's just not going to work. And that just comes out of you. It's craziness to me. But
yeah, I mean it's kind of like that muscle. I don't know,
cool. Yeah. I love it.
yeah.
Love it. So what was the name of the studio that you recorded it at?
It was Omni Sound Studio.
Okay.
It actually came. It was if you remember Marty Robbins.
Sure. Yeah.
He it was his studio.
Hmm.
At like initially it was his studio, and then it changed hands on down. And I mean everyone's recorded there from
I was just
Lionel
gonna ask you.
Richie
Yeah, give me
to
some names of folks that have recorded there.
yeah, like I know Lionel Richie, Hank Williams Jr., Taylor Swift.
Ah,
Um,
never heard of them.
yeah, just a few no names, you
So
know.
yeah, maybe your tour someday will be like Taylor Swift and her what is the New Eras tour that's going on right now that's just selling out stadiums everywhere and
Yeah, I'm gonna have this album recorded, and then in
yeah.
about 10 years, I'm gonna go Cody's version on everything just to make more money. So
Okay, let's do it. I'll come with you.
perfect.
We'll do like a podcast along the way or something like that. Man, all right. So, have any of the other songs that I've played on the show or that you've played for me on the album? Can you talk about what else is on there right now?
Yeah. There's I think I played last time. I may have played Chasing the Tide, and that
Yes,
one
yeah.
is on there.
Nice.
There's a few that I put out randomly that are on there, and there's one on there that I had played out once or twice before, so no one's outside of my family, no one's really heard that song. But that song is probably my absolute favorite song on the album so far because it just rocks. But that song is called I'll say it. It's called Last Cruise of the Coral Sea. It's
Okay.
kind of a long title, but yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, that's great. I don't want to get you in trouble talking about this new album too much. So,
No,
uh,
you're not gonna get me in trouble.
okay. Well, I don't want to get in trouble either. When is the album officially coming out? Do you know yet? Or is there still a lot of work to be done on it?
Well, we still have a few background vocals to do.
Okay.
My brother's gonna be on a song.
That was my next question. Is your brother on the album? Because he's got to
He
be.
he will be.
That's great.
Actually, he couldn't make it up to Nashville because he and his wife welcomed a new baby. So
Oh, hey, all right.
yeah,
Congrats.
so he couldn't make it, but we are going to set something up where he comes and sings on it. My cousin as well. She sang with me on a few songs. She's gonna sing on one, and then there's a background singer who sings with the Killers. That is going to be on the album as well whenever she gets back from her European tour. So,
Oh, well, I having a baby, that's no excuse not to record with your brother. Come on. Did you give him a
listen,
hard time for that?
I was like, there's so much technology. You can just zoom in like we're doing now.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
I don't think you want to record
Yeah,
on Zoom. That's kind of tough, but
yeah,
I guess that's an okay excuse to miss out on this whole
that's
thing.
right.
So,
Yeah.
well, that's cool that he's going to be on there. I've been wondering that. You guys, the harmonies are they're great with you too. So I
Thank you.
hope he ends up on a couple of songs, or at least on the second album, on more
For
songs.
sure. For sure. Yeah, I'm trying to get him. He bought a bass, so I'm trying to get him to be in the
Oh,
band. So
nice. All right, let's go.
if you ever talk to him, just hassle him about that.
About it,
Tell him to start practicing.
he still got to take lessons and stuff, or does he know how to play?
It's bass. And learn it on the fly, you know? You just have to look cool.
You just yeah, slap your fingers on there and the notes come out. All right, the last time you were on, you played the beginning of a song for us called the Leg Song, and you promised that the next time you came on the show, you would play the whole thing because we ran out of time so fast last time. So
Yeah,
you want to play the Leg Song for us?
of course.
And what's the story behind the Leg Song? Did you tell me before? I don't remember.
Um, I don't know. It was a guy. It's loosely based on a guy that used to hang around. He was such a character, and we would he was just kind of a guy that kind of oh we'll just say he's a ladies man, and he was kind of old school, big car and all of that. So I wrote this song with him in mind. I will say, see this guitar right here. This is from my good friend Matt Phillips. He's a great singer, great guitarist, great songwriter too. He just showed up at my house and gave me this guitar one day. So
Really nice.
good friend to have.
That
So
is pretty
shout
cool.
out Matt. All right, Leg Song. You
Let's
ready?
go. Yeah.
Well, there's a man I know named Seth the Road. Well, he's the coolest cat in town. Ain't got no money, and I know it sounds funny how much he got around. Well, he ain't no con man, and he ain't no crook, but he got friends in the ladies' jail. Prints him mugshot pictures like a little black book, and he bids them when they out on bail. He said, baby, leg on me. Baby, throw some leg on me. Well, my time here is short, but my loving is sweet. Baby, throw some leg on me. All right now. Well, now, Mr. Road, you can see him strolling, strutting like a commodore. Got his wingtip shine with a welcome house sign and a rose from the convenience store. Built for comfort, not speed. He got everything you need and a ragtop cutlass supreme. Driving all over town with a car loaded down with the whole prison softball team. Said, baby, throw some leg on me. Baby, throw some leg on me. Well, your time here is short, but my loving is sweet. Baby, throw some leg on me. All right now. All right, here's the sad part. Well, now Miss Doodle Road, God rest his soul, a funeral full of jumpsuits and lace. A girl grabbed on the stairs, commenced to love him to death, and he died with a smile on his face. So now for the last time, he was stiff as a pine when they laid him next to the pen. And all of his mates between the guards and the gates, they all cried to him, sing it again, all right. They said, baby, throw some leg on me. Baby, throw some leg on me. Well, your time is short, but my loving is sweet. Baby, throw some leg on me. Good God. If you ever get low, you can still see him glowing in the town square, frozen in time. Statue was made to commemorate a victim of a passionate crime. And it says, baby, throw some leg on me. Baby, throw some leg on me. Well, my time is short, but my loving was sweet. Baby, throw some leg on me.
Oh yeah, I love it.
That's
Sad
a life
part.
song.
Sad part was so sad.
I know. No one wants to talk about death.
Nah, man, that's great. I love that song. So that song is not on the album?
It's not. No, it's anybody who hears it, they're like, did the leg song make the album?
That's
I'm
got to
like,
be on the second album, right?
gotta be.
That's
Yeah, that's
gotta
a good
be it.
follow up.
That's a
Yeah.
great song. That's fun.
It's the only novelty song that I play. I call it a novelty song.
It's great though. When you play a show, do you like save that for the last song, because that's got to get the crowd roaring
Every time.
Yeah, that's great.
I've played places where it's people just kind of milling around and not paying attention. But I hit that song and everybody claps at the end, and at least I leave on a high note sometimes.
That's great. So yeah, that's got to make album 2. That should be the last cut maybe on album 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll mark that down. How long, when you were recording the album, how long was each day? Because I know you were there for what, a week?
Yeah, I was it ended up being four days. And they do it in 3-hour segments. So they'll do
Okay.
it's 10 to 2, no, 10 to 1. Let me figure out my math here.
Yeah, it's
10
3
to
hours.
1
That's okay.
and then 2 to 5.
Okay.
So 6 hours a day. The first day and a half was just the band and some scratch vocals, and then the rest of the time it was me in the isolation booth getting all the vocals down. So
6 hours, that's got to be exhausting though.
they're long days, but
Yeah.
they, like the adrenaline, Todd, the adrenaline was going every single day, and
Yeah, I imagine.
But as soon as I got out every day, I was like, man, I'm tired. I was like, why am I so tired?
Well, I get it, man. You're pouring your heart and soul for 6 hours into that. That's got to be exhausting. So
Oh yeah, and then
I can't
left.
wait. I can't wait to hear it. And then you left, and what? You just crashed?
No, I had my whole family, so it was a celebration every night, and we would go until about 2 a.m. because I'm just wired, and then wake up the next morning, and then I didn't feel the effects obviously until I got home, so that was the come down.
Yeah, that had to be rough for a couple of days, but cool memories to have at least, and you got an album to look forward to. Did you say when it's coming out? Did I know I asked you that, I probably interrupted you.
No. It's going to, we still have some stuff to do, and then mixing and mastering, and then I'll get it back. I know it's going to be probably late fall, somewhere around there.
That's relatively soon, though.
It is, yeah. Yep. They do a pretty quick turnaround. Dean is like one of the most efficient people I've ever met. So I'm really thinking this thing's going to have a pretty quick turnaround. So I'm pumped about it.
Cool. Now, is there going to be vinyl? Can you talk about that?
That's a good question. I'm still figuring all of that out.
Okay.
that whole, I mean, everything about this is new to me. So
Right,
I'm
right.
trying to figure out everything at once, just drinking through a fire hose. So
I like that. Vinyl's not cheap either, so
no,
that's crazy. But I mark me down for one or and a CD.
great.
When that stuff comes out, I can't wait to hear it. And when it does come out, we got to get you back on in the fall or whenever. And whenever you want to promote it, talk about it. You always have a spot here to come and talk. So
Thanks, man. That means the world for sure. I always look forward to talking to you. It's a conversation we're having.
right.
I There's like 3 times I forgot that this is recorded. We're just chopping it up. The boys are back in town.
That's right. So you have I wanted to talk about this too. You have merch coming out, right? Or you're
Yeah.
working on it, right?
Yep. It'll probably be this week. It'll probably come out. I think we can go ahead and send it out. But there's some really cool shirts. My brother-in-law, who I call my brother, anyways. He actually designed one of the shirts. The shirt that you won,
I did win one. I'm
by the way.
excited. I can't wait to get it.
That's so he designed that shirt just out of the love that he has in his heart for me. So it's just
Is
a
that
just a
the
wonderful
album
thing.
cover or
I don't have a
you haven't
set
thought of
album
that yet?
cover yet.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of leaving it open to after I hear it. I'll probably just rush and do
Yeah.
something.
That's
So
exciting though to think about that. Because that's what my mind would focus on is what's the album cover gonna look like? Are you gonna
yeah,
go
and
for a picture of you or just something else?
it's a great question.
That's a big decision to make too.
Yeah, yeah. Because people are going to be playing this for centuries. I don't.
Centuries, man. When you're gonna be opening for Taylor Swift and
That's right. Well,
being
she'll
on
probably be
Oprah and
opening
all
for
that.
me at that point. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's true. That's true. By the end of the fall, right?
that's right.
I'll reach out to her people and let them know that she's gonna open for you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
No
See,
problem.
you're already doing the Lord's work here. You're doing great.
Hey, I'm your manager, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Studio, whatever manager you want to
That's
call it.
right.
What's the website so people can go check it out for the merch, or is that
Yeah.
out there yet?
It is. I don't exactly know. I think it's Cody Gentry Music. It's CodyGentryMusic.com.
We got to work on
Go,
that.
go check that out. Listen, I'm the absolute worst at technology. I tried to do a FaceTime today and I couldn't figure out how to flip the camera around. It was a whole thing.
Hey,
But I
I'm
am,
always asking the tough questions here too. What's your website?
yeah, yeah. What's your name?
uh,
You put me on the spot here. No, but I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have a TikTok now that
oh man, really?
people are helping me with. So
Yeah,
it's
I don't know how
great.
to TikTok. I watch TikToks, but I have no idea how to post stuff.
Yeah, well, you and me both, but we're all learning. We're in this together now.
So just search for Cody Gentry Music basically on any social media, and you'll find links and all that good stuff. And look for that merch coming soon. It's good stuff. I can't wait to get my shirt. Are you
Absolutely.
making them on like a Cricut, or are you having them like professionally done, or how is that? Or do you
So
not know either on that?
my wife is so much better at all of this than I am. And she probably wants me to steer clear of most things, so I don't mess things up. So that's
That
a great question.
that's me too. I don't do stuff like that. I mess it up. So yeah, I leave that for my wife.
Yeah, 100%.
All
That's
right.
all.
Well, so I'll have to interview her next time. Then that's
She'll have all the answers.
cool. All right. So that's part two next week. After your interview with Steve Harvey, is that next week? You had Oprah,
Yep,
Ellen tonight, me, and then Steve Harvey and whoever else next week.
that's correct. Then we have Family Feud.
Oh, cool.
After that.
That'll be fun. The Gentry
Yeah.
family. I hope your brother's on that too, with the baby, of course. And
Yeah, good answer. Good
yeah,
answer.
good. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I always love having you on. Thanks for playing some songs for us, and looking forward to that album. So we'll talk to you soon.
100%, man. Hey, thank you for everything you do for me, Todd.
Yeah, no problem. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right, see ya.
Yep. Bye bye.